All right, let's talk about the biggest recruiting developments of the weekend across college football, and there were several. I'm going to get into it, but guys, do me a favor right now. Jump on board and hit subscribe to the best recruiting channel on all of YouTube, On3 Recruits channel. Jump on board and do me a favor and hit subscribe. All right, biggest developments heading into the weekend. We got to talk Michigan. They just went flip crazy. I know the season's heading in one direction, but recruiting in a different opposite direction. It is red hot. Benny Patterson flipped his commitment. He's the defensive lineman at USC, Ohio State. Many others were trying to flip from Cincinnati. Well, Michigan, they get it done. He's a Wolverine. Shamari Earls, we talked about that one potentially flipping. We did a video on Friday of his decision. I talked to Steve Wiltfong. He flipped his commitment. Shamari Earls, one of the top DBs in America, flipped from Georgia to Michigan. And guess what? Michigan's not done. They're trending for more. EJ Holland, we're going to talk to him, but he put in two more flip picks coming out of the weekend. Elijah Dotson, he's committed to Pitt. Jamar Browder, he's committed to NC State. Well, EJ thinks they're flipping. And we haven't even got to Bryce Underwood yet. We're going to talk more about it. I got EJ Holland on the show. But guys, Michigan recruiting, it's red hot despite what's going on this season. All right, the next biggest development was five-star quarterback Matt Zollers visiting Penn State. Now, of course, coming out of that, he had all the right things to say. Chad Simmons of On3 spoke to him, and he said, he was just there to see a game. He's locked in. Great relationship with – he said everything that a five-star quarterback that's committed to another program should say, and it made me wonder, would that tone be different had Penn State won that game? Honestly, I mean, I wonder if Matt Zollers was there to take the temperature of Penn State one last time, because next week he's going to be back in Columbia to see Mizzou play OU. And that could be the end of his recruitment. He could end up coming out of that visit and just shutting it down completely. So we just got to see what this one means in context. But I think a win could have helped the Nittany Lions a lot. All right, Miami. We're going to talk. They had a couple major developments this weekend. Miami gets number ones on campus. We know that the Canes are going to be fighting for a top 5 class in 2025, but they're laying the groundwork for another top 5 class in 2026. 5-star offensive tackle Jackson Cantwell was on campus. 5-star edge Anthony Jones was on campus. The number 1 tight end in America, Kendra Harrison, he was on campus. And guess what Miami did? They won, and they remain undefeated. Another great victory at home, another big visit weekend. All right, moving on. 5-star quarterback Naeem Offord back at Auburn. It's getting spooky, and I'm not talking about Halloween, Ohio State fans. You got to think, Naeem Offord has not been back to Columbus this season at all, and I know he's going to be expected at the end of the season, but there was other games that he could have been at. There was other games where he was reportedly coming in, but for whatever reason, it didn't work out. But he's been able to make it back to Auburn. Been there several times in the summer, been there several times this season. Now, Auburn's not the only team Ohio State needs to watch out for. There's Oregon as well, but I just think Naeem Offord taking all these visits. If you're an Ohio State fan, your red flag has to be up, and you got to be careful here. Naeem Offord, though, scheduled to return to Ohio State. We'll see what he has to say out of that. So far, no word on whether he's going to make a quote unquote final decision at the end of this. We'll have to wait and see. All right, the last major development of the weekend came on Saturday, and it came right here on the On3 Recruits channel. Safety Jordan Young out of Monroe, North Carolina. It was an emotional day here on the channel. I'm not going to lie to you. Jordan Young made a really tough decision. I think it came down to 3 primary teams, Clemson, NC State, and Michigan. In the end, Jordan Young commits to Clemson right here on the On3 Recruits channel. That video is somewhere down below. You guys go check that out. It was a great afternoon for Jordan Young and his family, and also the Clemson Tiger fans. Jordan Young, one of the top remaining uncommitted prospects in the 150. He is now a Clemson Tiger. Those were the major developments of the weekend. I think I'm probably missing a few because it was a busy weekend. So you guys talk to me. Comment section below. What do you guys think was the biggest development of this weekend when it came to college football recruiting? Let me know. Comment section below.